Josh here from going back to a new Cat Dog review. And if you haven't last one, go and check it out. And we're back with the next two episodes of season 3 of Cat Dog. And we start with another interesting one. And it starts with this bird called Lola. And yeah, Cece's Cat Dog. And yeah, Dog is just playing with this ball. And Cat is playing with this paper mache army, which is really cool. And yeah, Lola is a researcher, comes down and introduces herself and shows this paper that she has, and yeah, to studying fascinating creatures, and she finds CatDog to be very fascinating, even going into dog's mouth and out of cat's mouth, and even showing all these different things of what they could be as well. And yeah, they agreed that she can study them, and yeah, of course, takes the muffin as well. Cat's muffin, always getting his food, and telling of how she was like when she was little, how she was the one that always, when it comes to the studying, and when always studying, even when doing bowls as well. And yeah, they're just absolutely liking of Lily. I mean, not Lily, Lola. They're really fonded of her. And then when they're taking a bath, they see the shadow, and she comes through with a camera, and they're like, "Whoa, privacy, please!" Yeah, and interrupting their privacy, taking photos in the bathroom, and yeah, when cat and dog are with these female cats, they're just trying to do this very weird thing that forms muscles, and yeah, Lola has to come and interrupt and make them leave, and even when they're trying to sleep, this bright light comes, and again, she's just studying them of how they sleep, which yeah, they are then getting, not happy with this, which they decide to set up these decoy and try to use the bathroom, which yeah, she even gets in there too. Yeah, then they're like, that's it. She's gotta go. Which then they're just trying to find somebody even crazier, weird like, than them. And then they find their friends, which are always arguing with each other, and she doesn't find that interesting. And then spraying this whipped cream to make it look like dog's going crazy, but of course she's not even getting scared of that. And she gets a whip, and yeah, of course tells that it's whipped cream, and then yeah, even on this hamster wheel again, just being like lab rats, and then yeah, they get help, try to get help from the gracers by sending this letter which they wrote to make it seem like she wrote it, and yeah, they try to get her, and yeah, it ends up failing. And then she's like, if you wanted me to leave, you could have just said so. And then they're apologizing for the way that they were, and they didn't even realize they didn't want her until she took down the Gracers like they did. And yeah, they think that they're gonna be really good friends. And then she just comes and takes Cat's snack again. Yeah, very fascinating, I would say. And then we go to the next one. And yeah, it's another quite interesting one. And it starts with that rabbit telling Cat, Dog, Lube, and Cliff of serving this food in this fancy mansion that they're serving food at. And Dog is eating the food. And Cliff is saying that Shriek is visiting her father in prison, so she is not helping. And yeah, well, like, what are you doing, Loeb? And because he's like, so some class, and yeah, he's just pulling his pants down, like, you whoa, not that kind. And yeah, Kat is just saying this is where us would need to be, and this high class type of people, and they're wondering of what their royal's daughter is, and it's Shriek. Yeah, it's Shriek. Apparently, we actually see that she's actually rich in a rich family, and yeah, Cat just enjoying all these, being in front of all these rich people, even trying to talk with one of them, but of course he's like, get away from me. And then he's like, what is this fascinating thing? And they're all interested in dog. And yeah, Loeb just not really doing a good job. And even Clef just taking food and put it in his pocket. And yeah, everybody's just taking a fascinating of dog and all wanting to do something with him. And then Shriek comes, which they're shocked. Cat and even Cliff is even shocked as well. And yeah, she's just seeing everybody, and then they're like, it's like she doesn't need us anymore. She can't be hanging around with a bunch of greasers like us. And yeah, Shriek just hiding and bumping into Cat Dog, and then they're wanting to mate this prince, which yeah is a giant whale, and yeah, Cliff just said like we don't she can't be hanging around with a bunch of greasers like us, which didn't they leave, and yeah, Cat just roasting them basically, and they're like we're greasers, we don't run away, and yeah, them just like yeah when they just come in and just telling off everybody again. They're all shocked, and yeah, then they do a food fight and just spraying everybody and just doing all these different things as well. Like just goes absolutely crazy, and yeah, they're just having a blast by just destroying everything. And Shriek is just all happy and goes back with Cliff and Lube, and Shriek's mom is like, do something to her husband, and he's like, I'm joining them. And yeah, cat dog just hanging with the whale, the prince whale, and even trying to put him in a pet carrier cage. And yeah, dog trying to stop him, and yeah, they end up getting blasted out and getting chased by the greasers. But yeah, very quite interesting episodes, I would say. Like to know what y'all think? Catch you next one.